Right, we need to talk about the triple lock, what it means for Irish neutrality, and let's dispel some of the myths that are currently out there. So first things first, the triple lock is a system designed to keep Ireland out of wars overseas. Irish people are incredibly proud of Irish neutrality, and we understand that it keeps us and our families safe. And that is why people in Ireland rejected 2 EU referendums, one being Nice and one being Lisbon, that had sections about us getting dragged into EU wars. As a compromise, we were asked to vote for a second time after allowances were made in the form of the triple lock that would make sure we wouldn't get dragged into these wars. And now if you don't believe us that the triple lock is the core of our neutrality, maybe you listen to this guy.
This year, Minister Shatter signalled that he would try to water down Ireland's commitment to the triple lock, which is the core of our neutrality.
Thanks very much for that, Michal. Now, what exactly is the triple lock? The triple lock basically means that in order for Ireland to send more than 12 members of our defence forces abroad, we need to seek approval from 3 different places. One being the Irish government, that is whatever political party or parties are currently in power. The second then is the Dáil, which is made up of both that government and the opposition. And the third and final place that we need to seek approval is the UN. For the UN, that can be either the UN General Assembly or the UN Security Council. Now, the government would have us believe that the UN section here can be vetoed by certain countries. But that veto power only exists within the UN Security Council and not the UN General Assembly. And that's something the government doesn't want you to know. Roll the clip there.
Be endorsed by the UN General Assembly by majority vote, and Irish troops could then participate in it. Do you accept that? So therefore there is no veto.
No, it's what we're proposing.
No, that's in the law now, the 2006 Act, Taoiseach. It is. There is no such thing as a veto. It's an absolute red herring in this debate.
Thanks, Paul. Now, the triple lock works extremely well. Now, the government have been deliberately misleading the public into thinking that Russia can stop us from taking part in any kind of UN missions because of their veto power in the Security Council. But that issue was fixed back in 2006 with the Defence Amendment Act, meaning the General Assembly, where again there is no veto, can approve for us to take part in missions. Again, no country has veto power within the General Assembly. Now, the UN General Assembly is the closest thing that we have to the opinion of the rest of the world. They've consistently passed resolutions for a ceasefire in Gaza, to end the blockade of Cuba, and for the elimination of nuclear weapons worldwide. We have absolutely no business in taking part in wars that do not have a UN sanction. Now, the only thing that the triple lock stops the government from doing is taking part in wars that the UN does not agree with, just like the illegal invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, while we're on the topic, there has been disinformation spread regarding the evacuation of Irish citizens from war zones. And once again, the triple lock absolutely allows for this to take place.
The other thing that's dragged in as an example of how we need to be able to do it is the idea of, well, we have to go and get citizens from abroad and we're currently blocked from doing it. Again, that's a red herring. It's not true. In the 2006 Act, there's a series of exceptions set out where the triple lock does not apply. One of them, F, is undertaking humanitarian tasks in response to an actual or potential disaster or emergency. That covers it. So
there is no good reason to get rid of the triple lock. It allows for peacekeeping missions that have been approved by the UN and keeps us out of wars for profit and oil that have not been given that UN approval. Wars are the worst thing humanity can do. The only people who benefit from these wars are the arms dealers who make billions selling weapons and don't care about the lives of the people affected. It is very clear that these arms dealers are pushing to end Irish neutrality, to end the triple lock, because they see Ireland as an opportunity to make more money. And now the Irish government is looking to fast-track legislation that would dismantle our triple lock, showing that the government have done a complete 180 on their past positions. Roll clip.
To the triple lock, which is the core of our neutrality.
Thanks again, Michal. Now, polling has showed that across all ages, all political parties even, that the vast majority of people in Ireland want to keep our neutrality as it is. And we do not want to see our soldiers sent off to wars for the profits of a small few. We're coming together to block that body bag bill, to keep Irish neutrality as it is, and to save the triple luck, which, as Micheál Martin says himself, is the core to our neutrality. As always, together we are Uplift, and together we are that people-powered change.